Hey everybody, I'm Tony and this video is part of my keto series. So I've been doing keto since the beginning of 2017. So I've been doing it for 2 years and 4 months, and I went from 250, managed to get my butt all the way down to like 175. So for those doing the math, that's 75 pounds lost. And I did really, really well. We're going to condense this really quick, give you a little synopsis of how it's been so far. I did really well for like the first 10 months, didn't cheat anything, and then I kind of fell off the wagon, then I got back on it, and every now and then I would get on and off that wagon. My goal is eventually to hit like 150 pounds, and then I would like to up my carb count a little bit during the day because I do miss things like fruit, watermelon, apples, things like that. But for the most part, I'm very happy doing keto. I started doing it before I became the fad diet, which I don't like the fact that it's called a diet because it really is a lifestyle. This is something that I'm going to have to do for the rest of my life. I realize that I have a gluten insensitivity. I've realized that what I like about keto is that it helped get rid of the inflammation in my body. I had arthritis around my rib cage. It took care of that, and I had so many health benefits that came besides losing the weight that I realized the weight was not my goal. It was maintaining a healthy body. So I was trying to come on here once a month and tell you how I was doing my diet, and I wish I could come on here and do. I did great because last time I was like around 184, 183, and I'm just going to be honest and real. I did not do great. This past month has been a really, really hard one. Just to kind of give you a little background on what's been going on. Usually I'm really good when things get stressful. I don't cheat. The only time I really, really crave carbs is when I get sick, like the flu sick. But, I had inventory. I was doing really well with inventory, with the stress and all that sort of stuff. But something happened a few weeks ago, about 2.5 weeks ago, and it involved one of the bad parts of my childhood. There was something that went on in my childhood for about 4 years, and I dealt with it because in life you need to learn how to deal with things, otherwise we turn to harmful things. And I dealt with it. But this was something new. This was something that I knew I would eventually have to deal with, and that life event finally happened. And so it took it to a whole new level because now I was living in the world where I didn't have to deal with it. I didn't have to see a physical representation of this. And I know this all sounds strange and weird, but if you know me personally, I've told people about all this, and it totally makes sense. But anyway, so it added a new level, and I had to deal with it. And I kind of had that fear come back. I had to deal with those issues again, and I started eating the carbs. I started turning to my favorite pizza. Oh my God, it's those ice cream sandwiches with the oatmeal cookies. Oh my God, those things are amazing. But it was hard. It was hard, and I cracked, and I started eating the carbs. And here I am, 10 pounds later, at least 10 pounds later. So what this video is pretty much is what happens when you start eating the carbs, when you fall off the wagon. Now, this is my experience, okay? I'm not a doctor, nothing like that, but this is my experience of what happens to me. And like I said, the whole thing is, the weight has not become that main focus on me anymore. It's been my body. And I have realized in honestly, just a week or two of starting to eat carbs, I started seeing these things come back. So number one is the weight, okay? The weight. Yes, I went from like 183-ish to like, I went to the doctor and 195. Wow. I was just like, oh, now those scale doctors always say more than your home scale. So it's like, oh, but still, that is not acceptable. So let's talk about the important stuff. What did it do to my body? The first thing that happens when you start eating the carbs is you get that bloat. You get that belly bloat. And I'm really lucky that I can still fit in my clothes, but they are tighter. I'm starting to feel it. But you get that belly bloat, like you look like you're a little pregnant. And look, I am totally honest with you guys. I keep it real, and we talk about things here that may be TMI, and I'm going to tell you things, okay? You fart like crazy when you get all of this sugar and flour, and you're bloated, you're filled up with gas, and you just start tooting away. And when your body didn't have that for the longest time, I remember I was telling my husband, I go, I don't fart anymore being on keto, because you really don't get all that gases in you. And so also your body now has this, and it's not used to it, and it's painful. It hurts really bad. And so that was one thing that happened, and I felt bad for my kids and my family, because it's like, I'm just tooting away here. But that was one of the side effects. I started getting puffy. I could feel the puffiness in my skin, in my face right here. I don't know if you can tell, but I can start to, a little fullness right there. I started breaking out. And luckily I use, I think it's by Shea Moisture. It's a black African soap for your face, and I'll link that down below. Ooh, that stuff is amazing. If you ever use it, just know that you're going to break out before it gets better, because it's pulling everything to the surface. Anyway, I go off on tangents. Y'all know how I am. But yeah, my skin started getting worse, and my arthritis in my rib cage started coming back. Started as a little tiny spot, and then I could feel it going around to my back. And I got to that point where I was extremely tired all the time. Going up the stairs was hard. I'm laying down, and I'm like, I'm doing that, as I called it, the fat Toni breathing, where I'm just like, oh God, it hurts to breathe, because remember, it feels like there's a vice on me, and my job can get physical, and I started getting to the point where I could feel myself getting sluggish. I'm very lucky that I work with wonderful people who kind of help me out, but you know what, I want to do my part. And so I was like, okay, great. Now I got to deal with the inflammation. My knees started to hurt. My joints started to hurt. Everything just started to hurt. I started getting my migraines again. That was one of the things that I've noticed. My migraines started coming back. I started getting headaches like crazy. I didn't really get headaches that much anymore. And because I was eating pizzas and hamburgers, heartburn started coming back. I would wake up at 1 in the morning, and I'd have to go get some Tums and eat those, so I could at least, because you know, when you have heartburn and you lay flat, it gets really bad. Acid reflux, all that good stuff started coming back. Yet I kept eating the pizzas, and I kept eating the hamburgers, because they do taste good. They do, I'm not gonna lie, but I was like, oh man, it just started taking its toll on my body. One thing that I noticed that I never really experienced before, but I experienced it this time. I'm very proud of the fact that I have what I call mad ninja sleep skills. Mad ninja sleep skills. I can sleep anywhere, anytime. One of my doctors at one time thought I was borderline narcoleptic. And I didn't know what that meant at first. I was just like, whoa, wait a minute. Aren't those people that have sex with dead people? It is not. That's necrophilia. Narcolepsy are those people that just fall asleep like that. And so I actually was put on medication, because I can sleep anywhere, anytime. I don't fall asleep like that, which would be very dangerous, but I'm constantly tired. I'm constantly yawning. That's another thing that started happening. I constantly started getting tired, and I was just yawning like crazy. I just wanted to sleep. I would come home, I kid you not, I could be in bed by 5:30 and sleep the entire time until like 3, 4 in the morning. But, and still be tired and want to get more sleep. But, yeah, that's one of the things I've had to deal with my whole life, is I love to sleep, and I can fall asleep like that. Like that. It's a skill I've always had. I know I'm very lucky, because I have a friend who only needs like a couple hours of sleep, and that's his life. I can't imagine only having a couple hours of sleep. I love my sleep. Anyway, so the whole thing was this. I was having no problems going to sleep, but for some reason I would wake up really early. The earliest I woke up was one time in the morning, but usually between 2 and 3 I was waking up, and I could not go back to sleep, which is really rare for me. And I need a good 7 hours sleep to be productive. Otherwise, I'm just exhausted. I've learned with this, if I am borderline narcoleptic, I need my sleep. I need to feel refreshed. I am not the kind of person who's like, oh, I'll only get 4 hours sleep and do that repeatedly. If I go a night with 4 hours sleep, the next night I need massive sleep. I need at least 8 hours so I can kind of feel human again. But doing the keto, I loved it because I could sleep really well. I would fall asleep and sleep all through the night, and I'd wake up refreshed. I felt good in the morning. I get up and it's like, yes. But all of a sudden, here I am. I'm falling asleep really early. I would wake up really early. Even if I fell asleep, there were a few nights where I would fall asleep between 10 and 11. I'm still waking up like at 2, okay? And so it was bad. It was really bad. And if I did fall asleep like at 5:30, I would wake up, around 8, 9, and I'd have to be up for a little while before I could try going back to sleep. But that's something that I noticed. I never really experienced that, and I did not like it, because if by some miracle I did happen to get 7, 8 hours sleep at least, I would wake up, but I was still like, oh, I'm so tired. I just wanted to sleep some more. It wasn't like before. I was like, okay, I got this. Let's go. Let's do it. And so that was one thing I noticed by keto, about falling off the wagon. It was a consequence of me falling off the wagon. So far what I've gotten was the weight gain, the inflammation came back. It really affected my sleep and my stomach issues. And it got really bad there for a while that I could not leave my house. I only left my house for work because I would get sick. My coworkers, who I said were amazing because they really helped me out a lot, even they were like, oh my God, are you okay? Because I was constantly getting sick and I hated that. And we kind of figured out what it was, and so it kind of did help itself out, but eating bad did not help at all. Not at all. So I have all these things that started just stockpiling. They just started adding up, and I finally hit the point where I'm like, you know what? I'm done. I finally, a couple of days ago, we had a gathering here at my house where this was the last part in dealing with my issues, what I was referring to earlier about how all this stuff came back. And that was when I got to put it to rest. And so I'm like, that is now done. I won't have to deal with that anymore. As far as nothing new is going to happen in that. That is done. It is laid to rest. Let's just say that. But now I'm like, okay, so what are we going to do, Toni? Are we going to be sorry for ourselves and just keep eating all this bad stuff? Or are we going to get back and we're going to take care of this person, because nobody's going to take care of you the way you can? And I'm like, okay, let's do this. I need to get into this. I'm very lucky that my husband does keto. I have a friend that lives with us. She does keto. And we're actually talking about doing a keto support group for, locally. And so I may do a video on that. But I need to get back into this. The really bad thing, and I know things I've talked about have not been fun, but the really, really bad thing is my mind. But keto, you're cutting carbs and, sugar in the flour. Sugar fuels inflammation and it affects your brain. It really does. And so that has been proven. And I will put a link down below if you want to read on that too. But this is the whole thing. You get this brain fog, and I was constantly in this brain fog. I had a hard time getting things to get through my head. And this is things I've done in the past before, but I was just like, all of a sudden I couldn't remember how to do things. I felt like my memory was going away, and that started coming back. I know I've talked in the past that when I first started keto, by like week 3, I could feel that brain fog going away, and I felt smarter. Things were coming to me a lot quicker, and I love that. But falling off the wagon, I could feel that brain fog coming back. Little story here. I was filling up a container with water, and we have a regular faucet. And here in the town I live in, it's horrible water. So we have to have a water filtration system. And so I have this pitcher in that spigot. So I'm filling that, and it's getting to the point where it's getting full. And I'm over here turning off the water, but I can't understand, why is the water not turning off? And I'm doing this, and I realize you're turning on the main faucet. You're not turning off the spigot. And I was like, oh my gosh. It's things like that, you know. I would be in the shower looking at my shampoo and conditioner going, what do I do next? You know what I mean? I walked into the shower with my glasses on one day. My glasses. I've never done that, but I'm in there with my glasses. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe this. So I take my glasses off and I'm getting ready to go like this. And I'm like, no, I have a glass bathroom. And I was going to throw my glasses, because I walked in with like hair ties or whatever in my hair, and I'll take them off and I'll throw them over to my sink. I was going to throw my glasses into the sink. And then I caught myself last minute, no, don't do that. Oh, that's what I mean. Little things like that. And for me, intelligence rates very, very high on my list of traits that I like about myself. I'm always reading, I'm always learning, you know. And so for me to get that brain fog, that was not good. Especially since I had inventory going on and I'm having to do all this stuff and keep track of everything. That was not fun at all. Let me tell you, that was not fun at all. But now we're starting over. And that's the good thing about falling off that wagon. You get yourself up, you dust all that off of you, and you get your butt back on that wagon. So, here we are. I don't even know what the date is. I know it's like April, I don't know, I'll put right here what the date is. Oh my gosh, I can't even believe I don't know what the date is. I'm going to say it's around the 10th? No. Oh my God. What is the date? 7th? I don't know. I don't write the date that much on my job anymore, so I kind of lose track of the date. Whereas before, in my job, I constantly was writing the date over and over and over, so I always knew what date it was. Now, not so much. But anyway, that doesn't matter. Here we are in the beginning of April. I'm dedicated. I'm starting a new leaf. And I am going to commit myself to not only getting myself back onto keto, but to helping as many people as I can figure out a way to live a healthier lifestyle. Because since keto is that fad diet, there's so many lies out there. There are so many people who are buying all of these keto products, which you don't need. You don't have to spend all that extra money. You just change your eating habits. That's all you got to do. So this video has gone on long enough. And basically, I have to learn, don't beat myself up, okay? I'm human. We all mess up. We all do things like this. But we just start all over. We just start all over. That's my past. I'm just going to move on. So I hope you guys like this. I hope this gave you guys some information, because I know I've had friends coming over to me saying, hey, Toni, you know, I did bad. I did that or this. And I'm like, okay, you got it out of your system. Let's start over, okay? This is day one. You're going to make good decisions. And I'm going to make good decisions, and I hope you guys join me on your journey. If you guys are doing keto down, tell me, what is your favorite food to eat keto-wise? Oh my God, let me tell you, I've discovered so many things doing keto that I really, really love. There is such a big, long list, but honestly, my favorite thing it's a drink, is a bulletproof coffee. I look forward to that every morning. And I have a cafecito after dinner. I love it so much. And I know you guys are saying, oh, Toni, that's why you're waking up early, because of coffee. No. I remember Mad Ninja Sleep Skills. I can have a coffee and then go straight to bed. It does not affect that. I've never had that issue. That is what's going on with me in my keto journey. I hope you guys are joining me for this keto journey. If you are, make sure you hit that subscribe button. It's somewhere down there. It's the red button. And that way you guys will be part of our keto journey, and I will show up on your newsfeed. If you hit the little bell, that's a notification. It will let you know when I upload videos. So I'm going to link my keto series here, my channel here, and I will see you guys later. And hopefully next time I see you guys, we will all feel good about ourselves. See ya. Bye.